This is a country that in recent memory was praised for its economic growth and stability. So has something changed, or has the wool been pulled over our eyes all this time?
No, Tunisia has been a success story economically and socially for many years on issues of gender equality, on the development of a middle class, which is one of the largest in the Middle East and North Africa. The literacy rates are high. In fact, it's because of that success that Tunisia has developed a large segment of a population that is well-informed, that is politically conscious, that is highly educated, and that logically demands more than the government is willing to give it.
What do you make of its leader then? Because, WikiLeaks released some cables that were purportedly from a U.S. ambassador describing Ben Ali as, surrounded by corruption, out of touch and aging. Would you say that's a common view locally?
Unfortunately, that has become the case. When he came to power in 1987 in a so-called constitutional coup that pushed out the father of Tunisian independence, Habib Bourguiba, people were excited about the possibility that Tunisia was going to change and become a more democratic, open Middle Eastern country. And in fact, that has not happened. And over the years, the regime has become increasingly authoritarian, increasingly hard on any kind of opposition, and to such an extent that now there's mass discontent among not only the poor, but among some of the educated middle class that have benefited from Ben Ali's policies, but who now demand the kinds of political freedoms that are the logical outcome of the social and economic and educational development that the government has been pursuing all these years. And the result is, unfortunately, a situation where the man, Ben Ali, the president of Tunisia, is increasingly viewed as the problem and not the solution of Tunisia's challenges.
So if it's Tunisia's successes that have led to this educated opposition, what happens next? Who could really replace him? Because it seems as if this opposition isn't necessarily cohesive or organized.
Well, there is no single opposition, and the government has been very successful over many years in keeping that opposition apart, creating alternative movements within civil society to inhibit and undermine the possibility of an organized political opposition. But it wouldn't take all that much anymore. This is a small country. Most of the population lives along the coast. As I said, a highly educated and politically conscious one. I don't think it would take all that much to mobilize a national movement to challenge the incumbent government. The problem lies with the ability and the willingness of the state to use the security forces to impose its will, and as we've seen in recent days, almost at any cost. And that, I think, might be the defining characteristic of a regime that is increasingly being viewed as a police state.